if you say Israel is the most racist country in the world, would you be ejected from the Labour Party for anti-Semitism, or would you be ejected from the Labour Party and you just would never find out that that's what you've been ejected for?
No, I think
because honestly, I do get the impression that the Labour Party have got a system here that just favours absolute secrecy for them to do whatever the fuck they want and suspend and get rid of whoever the fuck they want. And if that's the case, it goes totally against the whole socialist movement.
No. I think what happens is they just keep you in the back boiler for as long as they can. When they do take you before the trial, before the committee, they will furnish you with all the evidence. I think they will, because from what I know, they do eventually. They just have to keep me out of the way for a bit, but they will eventually furnish me with evidence, and I'll say, well, this is crap, and I'll probably, hopefully, be able to start clear my name because I think it's all crap. I'm very careful about what I say.
I'm hopeful that it will come up. I'm hopeful that you'll actually get a time where you can not only face what you've been accused with, but also face your accuser. Because from what I can see from the Labour Party, they seem to have these rules that just go on. They're rules that favour just kicking the can down the road as far as possible. You had this big hoo-ha back in September about this mandatory reselection coming in, and we were going to get rid of the neoliberals, and we were going to get rid of people like Margaret Hodge and Tom Watson, who has faced a vote. And if anybody has faced any kind of vote, has any sort of action happened? No, none whatsoever. So what's the point of them having procedures to do anything if it's going to take them 2 years to even look at one case of anti-Semitism?
I think what we want is for a general election to be delayed as long as possible. Because I think coming up in conference in September this coming year, you'll see a lot more push for party democracy, and I think things move. I mean, there's big changes going on behind the scenes. This whole idea about how you deselect your MP and how the trigger sizes and so on, and that takes a while to work through. And the longer we put up a general election, the more chances we'll have to select candidates that reflect what people want of Labour today rather than what Tony Blair wanted for Labour 20 years ago, which is what we've got. I mean, most of the MPs that are there because Blair put them in. And that takes a while to clear that out. And it will happen. But, the longer that we keep Theresa May in government, I think the better the chances are to have a radical, Labour government that isn't going to be hindered by people like Tom Watson, I hope.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. I mean, even if let's say there is an election, just spitballing here, but let's say there is an election over the next couple of months. Most people would say yes, there's definitely going to be an election. I'm just somebody who's been saying yes. We've been saying that for 18 frigging months. There's going to be definitely an election around the corner. The Conservatives are not going to. Turkeys don't vote for Christmas, and it's the Conservatives they're going to need to call on most probably, because they're certainly not going to have a.
They will fudge it. They will cave into the customs union to avoid having a general election. I think they'll cave in because they're already hearing noises. They're going to go down the Labour route in the end, which is what Jeremy Corbyn's asked for all the way along, customs union. That's what we'll end up with, because you can hear them making noises already. A year ago, Theresa May said, customs union, we'll never do that. And about a month ago, customs union, that sounds like a good idea. We'll go down, we'll be like Norway. That's what's going to happen. And we'll get through this. And we won't have an election, and not in the near, because the Tories don't want to risk that. They don't want to lose power.
Yeah, that's what I was going to move on to. I mean, even if we were going to get an election and we did get, say, a Labour government or a Jeremy Corbyn government, it wouldn't necessarily be a Jeremy Corbyn government, would he? I mean, he would barely have enough people supported him in the PLP to actually fill his cabinet, wouldn't he?
Well, I mean, there would be...
In fact, no, he wouldn't have enough people to fill. Is it about 56 people in the cabinet? He wouldn't have enough supporters of his own to actually fill his own cabinet. So that would, even if he was to win an election, it would literally just be the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's in our favour. If you want a radical change in this country, it's in our favour to wait. Certainly if you want peace in Israel. If we want to get rid of this IHRA definition, to get JLM out of the party, that's going to take a while. we have to get the Zionists out of the Labour Party, because anyway, come the next
You think-
election, they're
you
going to
think-
be there anyway, funneling money from Israel into bringing down
Yeah.
Labour politicians all over again. We have to purge them, and I think we will, but that'll take a while. We're just beginning the fight back, and in a way, I'd rather we purge them when Corbyn was out of office, because once he's in office, it's much harder to turn the ship round. When you're out of office, it's easier in a way to change policy. Once you're in office, it's not as easy.
If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and click the bell below so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. If you click the links on the screen as well through to my website, you can find out ways to support me. I can't do this without your help, and I really do appreciate it. Thanks very much for all your support, and until next time, peace and take care.